What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and I am going to be showcasing some of my sweetest games of Storybook Brawl that I've recorded and streamed on my quest to Mythic, which I achieved last month. So I am just going to be recording some commentary on some of my favorite games throughout the climb, and this game that I wanted to showcase today is absolutely one of my favorites, and you can tell from the thumbnail just exactly why. I am able to get 2 level 5 treasures by turn 5. And as you can see on the screen, I'm going to be doing that by grabbing 2 upgrades of 3 blind mice while using Horde Dragon. So I do want to say that some of the cards in these videos that I'm going to be uploading, and there you see 2 more blind mice, just absolutely crazy. But some of the cards in the videos that I'm going to be uploading have been tweaked slightly, but it doesn't really change anything about the game. Like, I'm not going to be using Adventurer or anything like that. But yeah, some of these videos are on some old patches. But everything that I'm going to do in this video is still possible in Storybook Brawl and still super sweet. So this is just Horde Dragon really enjoying 3 blind mice, getting to make level 5 treasures. Level 4 treasures aren't really that powerful, but level 5 treasures definitely are. Those are some of the most powerful treasures in the game, and the first treasure that I'm going to be taking here is probably the most powerful treasure in the game. I think Mimic is super strong. It's a little awkward to take it as your first treasure, but I don't think Summoning Portal or Horn of Olympus would be great for us here either. So I think it's totally fine to just take the Mimic. I do definitely think on it for a little bit because I'm like, do I want to take my first treasure, something that has no onboard impact? But I do decide to go ahead and take the Mimic, and then I take another 3 blind mice here. And I am going to hang on to both of these 3 blind mice for this combat, but I'm going to quickly sell my second 3 blind mice to try to get another treasure out of them. So I think that is the first thing that I do here, is I sell the 3 blind mice just to put more 3 blind mice into the pool. This is definitely a little bit of a bold strategy. I don't think that I'd really recommend it, but I was trying to have fun, you know? We're Horde Dragon, let's go bigger than anybody's ever gone. So I sell my 3 blind mice, I roll again. Again, the reason that I sold those blind mice is so that more would get into the pool. I do have a weird decision to make here because I do think Brave Princess on 3.0 as well as the Stag are both pretty powerful units, but I decide to roll again and find another 3 blind mice. So by turn 5, we are going to have 2 5-cost treasures, and that is definitely a record. I'd be curious to see if anybody had ever gotten more powerful treasures before that. You could potentially have 1 tier 6 treasure at this point or something. I guess you could have a tier 7 if you get a treasure map as Horde Dragon and then you connect some 3 blind mice and get a tier 7 treasure. So it's definitely possible to beat this, but I still think that this is super sweet. And then looking at these options, Horn of Olympus and Ambrosia both don't work with Mimic, so we're going to be taking a Dracula's Saber here. And Dracula's Saber duplicated is actually a pretty fair game. I'm going to go with Mad Mim rather than the double for Fanny, because I think it's just super important to get a kill with the Dracula's Saber. Once I get a kill, everything's going to get +4/+2 because the Mimic is doubling that Dracula Saber. So I really want to just make sure that I'm getting one kill. And I think Fanny with +3 attack will be able to do it. Fanny with +2 attack, I don't know. I don't want to risk it. But I'm willing to have Fanny get in there, and then both of my other creatures will get +4/+2. The Mad Mim will be a 4/5, and the 3 Blind Mice will be a 7/6. So that's pretty fantastic. I am going to lock for the second Fanny because I am still Horde Dragon, so getting a level 3 treasure and doubling it could still be really good. There's a lot of powerful level 3 treasures as well, and I think that's one of the strengths of Horde Dragon is it allows you to go for those good numbers of treasures quite easily, and by that I mean not level 4 treasures. But you can see the Dracula Saber Mimic chest is just popping off. My opponent has a bunch of small creatures here too, but it's really, really good for us in this combat. We get both of our creatures up into the almost 40s with the Blind Mouse, but into the 30s nonetheless. So yeah, stuff is looking really good. We're going to take another Fanny, and then I'm going to put a Kitty in the back line. And I'm thinking with that Kitty that it should be able to slay because it'll get like plus 20 by the time it's actually attacking. So that seems pretty good. And then I'm just going to go ahead and take a Crafty because it's a dwarf that we can pump up. And it is also already bigger because we have 2 treasures. So I'm thinking that Crafty is good. I think I'm going to make some slight changes to my board and backline the Kitty, change the Fanny for the Kitty here before we get going, but not super sure. I'm pretty sure that makes more sense. But one of the interesting things about these videos that I'm going to be uploading is they were recorded so long ago, and I'm not sure if you could see at the start of the video what my rank was when I recorded this, but it was not very high. So there are a lot of plays that I would make now that are different than the plays in the video, which kind of means they're a little bit post-commentary, but they're so post-commentary at this point that it's almost fresh for me in some of the instances because I'm not super familiar with what's actually going on in the games. But you can see the Dracula Saber is making this super easy now, and even though I made some rather risky plays at the start of this video, we're totally killing it now. We're crushing it. We are 3rd place in the lobby. Nobody is doing super hot. But yeah, we're doing pretty good. So I see this lightning dragon here. And I realize that as we get further into the game, I might have difficulties just getting that first kill. But Lightning Dragon seems like a really good way to try to get that first kill because it's going to make a bonus attack at the start of the brawl. So if I could put some additional units on that, I think that Lightning Dragon could be really good. I also get a little bit greedy here and I sell my 3 blind mice to try to find some more because I'm like, you know what? I'm having so much fun with these 3 blind mice. Maybe we can do it again. And I triple my Fanny to get a treasure map. So treasure map with Horde Dragon means that the next treasure that I find is going to be 3 levels higher. So all I have to do now is find a 4-cost unit, which could be the blind mice, and I'll be able to get a level 7 treasure. However, and that's why I'm going to wind up locking this 3 blind mice here. However, what I did not realize at the time, and I do wind up realizing it a little bit into this battle, but what I didn't realize immediately is that we're also getting double the treasure map, which means all we actually have to do here is triple anything? Yeah, Because if we triple a 2-cost unit, Horde Dragon will give me a 3-cost treasure, the treasure map will give me a 5-cost treasure, and then the Mimic chest will give me a 7-cost treasure. So no matter what I triple here, I will be able to get a 7-cost treasure. However, I think that I need to triple a 3 blind mice or a lightning dragon. So that is what I'm going to go for. And I believe it so much that I actually sell my fanny in order to grab a blind mouse. And honestly, yeah, it's a little bit questionable, but like I said, I was still kind of new when I was playing this game, and also there's something fun about just tripling three blind mice in the same game. But I just didn't realize it, and then I think I realize it right now, because I'm considering locking for these Princess Peas as well. And then I start to realize, I'm pretty sure right now is when I start to realize that I can actually just triple anything. But what I was going to say is, while it is a little bit silly, it is also going to get me a mimicked level 7 treasure. And that's worth a lot. So it's a little bit all in to make this play, and that's a little bit unfortunate too, that I hit the Princess White and then I get my thing zapped, and then I'm unable to make 2 different kills right there and wind up taking 8 damage. So we got a little bit unlucky in that brawl, but my opponent also played a spell, so that's fine, all things considered. Let's see if I can go ahead and make ourselves a treasure. Do I pick up the crafty? I think I should. Yeah, okay, I should, and I do realize at this point then that I can triple absolutely anything, and that will get us there. Let's buy the free roll, see if we can find anything. Nope, one more roll. All right, we can try to find a 3 blind mice or a crafty at this point. No. Okay, so we don't get there on this turn, and our board is going to be a little bit weak as we verse off against Skip, who may or may not already be level 6. But once we find that level 7 treasure, we'll have 2 copies of it. So I'm not even sure, I don't even remember what level 7 treasure we can get, but there are a lot of good ones that really work with Mimic. And that's something that I didn't talk about at the start of the video also, but there's a lot of, well, there's really 2 good 5-cost treasures that I can think of that work really well with Mimic, and that's Dracula's Saber and Exploding Mittens. But if I were to get either of those with my second 3 blind mice, that is probably enough to carry me a decent portion of the game, which is why I was willing to go somewhat all in on this strategy in finding the second 3 blind mice. But there we go, we're going to get their supports with our dragons here, and then they've got some animals in the front row, so we'll be able to clean up these animals here. And we do miss the Sporko, but honestly we're doing pretty good all things considered, and we are going to be able to kill a lot of their creatures and survive with 2 46 attack blind mice. So still doing pretty good, but we need to find one more triple. Let's find it. A crafty, a lightning dragon, or a 3 blind mice, or anything. Just rolling into a shop, and there we go. There is the lightning dragon. So we'll take that. That powers down our board a little bit. But then I'm actually going to go for Excalibur, I guess. I think at this point I didn't really have any experience with Mirror Mirror, and I did not realize that Mirror Mirror would work with Mimic, so wasn't really ready for that, but I think that we're going to be able to pull something together here regardless. I should probably buy this XP. Oh, maybe that's what I'm selling for. Nope, I'm buying the Friendly Spirit. Well, Friendly Spirit works really well with Dracula's Saber because it'll get the Dracula's Saber buffs, and then it will throw the Dracula's Saber buffs elsewhere. So maybe that's what I was thinking. But like I said, some of the decisions that I'm going to make in these games are maybe a little bit different than what I would do now, but these games are still really fun, and I've got them saved to my computer here, so I want to showcase them off. Some of the games as well will have live commentary because I either just did a local record with live commentary or I was streaming when I played them. So, definitely, if you want to see more sweet Storybook Brawl content, that's the one thing I can promise. The plays might not all be correct all of the time, but I will try to upload my sweetest and funniest games here. Most epic Storybook Brawl moments. Taking a look at the copycat, I guess, for the friendly spirit, that could be interesting. Oh, wow. Okay, so I go for the copycat on the friendly spirit. I did not remember this part of the game at all, and I am pretty sure that I will pick up that lightning dragon because I want to get these attacks started at the beginning of combat. I think that that's going to be really powerful. The stone skin isn't bad on the friendly spirit because it's going to send double the buffs somewhere else. Okay, yeah, this is interesting. I could have also seen the greedy being okay, so that way I got a whole bunch more. I could even sell my crafties and buy the greedy. Nope, I'm going to buy the wizard's familiar after I buy the spell. So there you go. Definitely some less than optimal plays. I think I'm just buying the Wizard's Familiar there just for a little bit of cash. But I do think that the Greedy would have been a little bit better, and that Greedy does work pretty well in this comp. But that's pretty interesting. I do not remember doing the copycat friendly spirit part of this game at all. So, yeah, definitely interesting to see that here. My opponent is not going to kill my dragons, and then my dragons are going to kill all of their units, and then the copycat's going to go, the friendly spirit is going to go onto the Nutcracker, and I'm going to get a level 5 treasure for free. So, I don't really think I want to pivot off of what I'm currently doing. Yeah, you can just see this is a pretty impressive board here. I think I'm going to want to hang on to the Excalibur, but I could definitely see tossing Excalibur for Exploding Mittens. It's just a little bit awkward because, I mean, Excalibur, it feels like such a shame to throw that away. Harvest Moon isn't going to do anything for us. Summoning Portal certainly could. Now that we're in this stage of the game, we could try to focus on to the Summoning Portal, but Excalibur's sweet, so let's go ahead and stick with the Excalibur. I'm going to TLK my Nutcracker here, I think, but... Oh, okay, that's a much better play. Let's TLK the Cupid and get some pigs. Okay, yeah, I really like that a lot. I was like, I don't think that it's really great to be TLKing the Nutcracker because it's already kind of done its job. As well, when you have Excalibur, you should always be selling and buying chicken, but I guess you could do that after you buy a Hippocamp. So now I should, oh right, and I do have those pigs. All right, so I missed the chicken, but I should have sold and purchased the chicken. Don't think I'm gonna get there because it just costs 2 gold and gives you 4 gold. But you know, I'm still pretty low ranked. I'm still learning the game at this point. I think there's also better positioning here with the copycat. If you want a slightly more heads up play, you put the copycat second and you put the lightning dragon in the first position. That way the copycat can attack and trigger the pigs and trigger the friendly spirit both as a last breath here to start things off. But with these Dracula's Saber procs, I think we're doing pretty okay. The pig, one of the reasons, or I'm sorry, not the pig, the Hippocamp, the reason that I think the Hippocamp is good is because the Hippocamp often lacks for a way to receive attack bonuses, but has a ton of health. So Dracula's Saber plus Mimic Chest means that I'm going to have a ton of attack and health on my Hippocamp, which I think should be pretty good. Yeah, definitely think that there's better positioning, but then we see a whole bunch of upgraded level 6 units. So I think we'll have to see something here like Gumblegore into Doom Breath with our Lightning Dragons also getting in there. And I don't exactly know what the positioning is that we're going to use. Oh, okay, and Baby Bear. That's interesting. I definitely want this Doom Breath, though, too. So we'll see if I am able to make that work as well. If not, maybe it doesn't work. Okay, I am going to go ahead and pick up the Doom Breath. I could have used the spell there rather than sell everything in my shop, and I should probably have the Gumblegore on the Doom Breath as well. Let's see, do I move it over? Yeah, I should move over the Baby Bear and then move over the Gumblegore, but oh, I guess what I'm thinking here is I really want the Lightning Dragons to attack and kill, because if they do, that will make the Doom Breath bigger, and then I won't necessarily have to worry about the Doom Breath not having the Gumblegore bonus. The Baby Bear should be able to trade with a few things, meanwhile buffing the Hippocampus and the Gumblegore. So yeah, this is all looking pretty powerful here. I'm not sure if we're gonna have too many problems. I think that what we are playing is powerful enough. The Echo Wood is just going to go down to the ranged Gumblegore pretty easily. And now we've got a round off. As you can see, Adventurer is still in this game, but I'm not playing it. I'm not sure really if any of my opponents are playing it, but it's not super impressive. Shoulder Fairies costing 6, but I'm still considering it here because I can make a 50 attack evil unit, and then I can make a rather large health with my Hippocamp that is going to continue to grow. So that is what I'm going to go with here, and now I'm going to have the Gumblegore supporting the dragon so that can get some hits in, and I think that that's going to be still good enough. 40 attack at this point in the game. Everybody's just hit 6 other than Skip, who's been 6 for a minute now, but I do think that we are in a good position to be able to win with the units that we have. The Green Knight is interesting because it can buff the Hippocamp, which means it's buffing the Shoulder Fairies. So I do decide to lock the Green Knight here. Whether that's right or not, I don't really think so, but it's an interesting play nonetheless. I actually get my dragon pigomorphed against the ghost, which is a little bit of a bummer, but I'm still going to have more than enough stats to scale everything on this board, especially with my opponent having a bear and a cat. So this is not going to be an issue, and then I assume we're going to see either Skip or Gwen kill the other one. So we'll see. I should probably just be rolling for like Echo Wood right now. I think that would be a lot stronger, and then I could even just put Echo Wood in position 1 so that it is, or put the Shoulder Fairies in position 1, and then Echo Wood is really, really good with Mimic Dracula's Saber too, but it would be an upgraded Echo Wood. So let's see, what do I come up with here? No way I'm backlining this dragon. Guess I could switch the bear with the Shoulder Fairies, but I want the Green Knight to be buffing the Shoulder Fairies. So just kind of have a bear that I'm not doing anything with. I think I'll probably wind up switching that out with Lightning Dragon, just so that way I do get to make a bonus attack still. And what am I going for here? Am I going for more pigs? Oh, interesting. I don't think that this is particularly needed. The Lightning Dragons do fall off a little bit in the end here. If they're unable to get a kill, that snowballs, because that means then that I'm not Dracula's sabering. So I can see where it does fall off a little bit. We're not here for the optimal plays right now. We're here for just the sweetness of these 2 treasures both of which I got on turn 5, carrying me to the end game. And I do think that there would have been much more powerful ways to really ensure that I'm able to ride that power out into the late game, but we're still doing some super sweet things there, and we're going to be able to take out my opponent's Echo Wood because it didn't have any toughness on it, and take out my opponent's Sunbro, the Gwen. So now we are up in the finals against Skip. Let's see, will I buy this chicken here? I'm considering the Gormangand, or however you say that. I still don't know how to pronounce that card's name, but I really should just be rolling for Echo Wood after buying this chicken, of course. The chicken also buffs the Hippocamp, so there's really no reason not to buy it. And I think I realize now that I don't really need this Green Knight, but I'm going to decline to pick up the chicken as well. Okay, that's fine. So let's see what we do find. Alright, surely I pick up the lucky coin. I know that that is good enough. Monster Book isn't horrible as a final unit. Ashwood Elm also isn't horrible as a final unit. It's going to buff the Shoulder Fairies. It would buff the Green Knight too, though I don't know if I know that. Okay, not interested. Not interested. Oh, okay. I actually do get an Echo Wood. Nice. I should sell 2 units and buy this spell, which I do. Okay, very nice. That could get me an early proc as well. I should probably also backline the Echo Wood, but I don't think we're going to see that. But I do think we're going to see this Echo Wood grow really big, really quickly, so it shouldn't matter too much. We zap the Soul Tack, which is super lucky. Then we kill the Good Boy, which is decently good for my opponent. But now every time we are killing these units here, we are going to grow our team substantially, and we've dealt with all of my opponent's Magic Sword procs other than their Echo Wood. Their Echo Wood being a little bit bigger than ours, but it doesn't matter. They're just going to trade regardless, and then we're going to kill Bearstein with our Shoulder Fairies, and we are going to win the game. So there we go. There is a first place grabbing 2 5-cost treasures, and you can see I just hit Royal with that game, so definitely still this is when things were early on, back when I had 2,000 rating points rather than being in the top 2,000 players up in Mythic with double those rating points. But I still thought this was a really sweet game that I wanted to share with you guys. And if you want to see more sweet games like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And you can also catch me live on twitch.tv/NoLucksGiven, where I am playing a ton of Storybook Brawl and just trying to still have as much fun as possible. That's going to be it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.